Y'all, this was me 2 years ago, looking burned out, looking washed out, looking lowly. And I am so upset with myself back then, but I'm grateful for her. And so when you think about life, you have to go through transformations to become her. In my mind, why was I trying to be the perfect mom, the perfect wife, the perfect executive? What did it yield me other than true burnout? Putting myself last, not making myself a priority. None of it was filling my cup because it took priority over my needs and my own wants. There was a moment in late 2024 where a light bulb went off in my head, and I said, I can't do this any longer. This is way too much. And what I decided to do was I left and I went to go visit my sister in Thailand because I needed a break. And as soon as I landed in Thailand, my sister had everything laid out for me. As soon as I got off the plane, there was a massage immediately. Matter of fact, back it up. As soon as I got off the plane, she rented a huge Mercedes Benz like van for me, to come from the airport to her apartment. And it was just so beautiful. As soon as I got to her apartment, she told me to change my clothes. And then she already had a massage scheduled for me. So I get to the massage and she didn't tell me the kind of massage she had booked for me. So when I got there, I'm thinking I'm gonna relax and I'm gonna release all the tension from the long, 20-hour flight, there. And when I get there, it was a Thai massage. And it was by far the most painful experience I had. And when I think about it, it was painful because I was carrying so much tension in my body. The woman started standing on my back. She started, lifting my leg up. She was trying to make the back of my foot touch the back of my head to a point where I was screaming, pain, pain, enough already. Like she was trying to kill me, this little old lady. But when I left there, I felt so much better because the tension automatically eased. So it started my trip off correctly. And with this trip in mind, this trip was for 4 weeks. So I had taken 4 weeks off of work to go to this trip in Thailand to make it worth my while because I needed to make a change. And so while I was on this trip, I had the opportunity of working with a makeup artist and a stylist. And with the makeup artist, he was teaching me the artistry of how to apply makeup, what I should use for my skincare routine, so that I wouldn't look so gaunt and so lowly. And it was such a beautiful experience because I had never gone through that process. I had never experienced someone teaching me how to properly apply makeup, which one to approve. And along with that, it involved a lot of singing and a lot of dancing. And it was something that I absolutely needed. And to have him do that and to help pick out outfits that's going to be complementary to my body, it was something that I was craving, but I did not know I needed it. And when I learned those techniques, I kept it going. He reminded me that I was worth waking up an extra 30 minutes to put on my face, to choose the most appropriate outfit, to make sure that I'm taking time for myself in solitude and to meditate. And that resonated with me. And ever since then, I don't leave my house without taking time for myself. And I realized that a lot of us women are so used to running from point A to point B that we truly don't take time to focus on who we are and what we want. It took for me to be in my 40s to realize that I am worth it. And then those who are waiting on me to get dressed, believe it or not, I am worth the wait because I waited my entire life on others by being accommodating, by being agreeable. And that buck stopped right then and there. So much so that when I returned back to the US, I came back and I was a completely different woman, not only personally, but also professionally. I walked into my office and I pulled my team into a circle after my 4-week vacation. And I told them, that good enough is good enough. And that if it's not on fire, if it isn't someone dying, then it is an emergency. We have to be more strategic with our time and our resources. Otherwise, we will run ourselves into the ground. So I literally told them when they came to my door and said, this person said this, is it an emergency? Is it on fire? They said no. I said, go about your business and you can go ahead and figure it out and recommend a solution to the issue. I realized that I could not keep providing answers and not allowing them to think on their own. So I had to learn how to delegate better as an executive. And then this also translated into my life. I woke up each morning, I had a cup of tea, made sure that I spent time meditating, getting myself together, getting my daughter together, and taking pride in my appearance and changing over the old me into the new me. Those old clothes weren't going to serve the new person that I was becoming. So I had to transition my look and become a little bit more chic and intentional about my appearance. And when I started doing that, what I noticed was that there was a shift. And there was a shift in how people saw me and how people treated me. All of a sudden, when I started dressing in my flowy attire, in my more feminine attire, I started noticing that men were holding the door open for me. Not that I needed to hold the door open for me, but I just noticed the change. I started noticing that I was being asked if I needed help more often. Even some of the subtle things that were taking place, with my spouse, I was getting dressed in the morning and I would put my nice clothes on and, go to a destination, and he would notice the things that I was wearing. And when he noticed the things that I was wearing, he would turn around and run back in the house, take off his basketball shirt and t-shirt and go put on a polo shirt and some khaki shorts or khaki pants because he wanted to match my fly. So once I made those small adjustments, people around me started adjusting along with me. So believe it or not, people are watching what you're doing. Even though you're doing it for yourself, people will take immediate notice of those small changes. So I implore you to take time for yourself. Work on your transformation because you are the CEO of your life. You get to choose how you get to live your next 10 or 15 years. And that starts today. When you're making those small changes, people around you are more apt to defend you or more apt to protect you. I recall a situation at work where they were trying to turn over the fleet department and give new rules about company vehicles. And I remember that they explained that the heads and the executives of each department had to go outside and look under each car each week for the department to see whether or not there was any leaks, any oil spots, to determine whether or not it needed to be sent to the shop. And I recall a director of a different department said, do you really expect Lorraine in all her glory to go out there and to get on the ground and look under a vehicle for oil? You have to be ridiculous. Keep in mind, I didn't ask this man to defend me. He felt the need to do so because of the person I had become. And when I experienced that, I said, you have to be kidding me. I have arrived. People are taking notice. And these changes that I've been going through were well worth it. And as her mom, I also noticed that my daughter is taking more pride in how she carries herself, how she speaks, how she dresses. So now I'm having to rush her along and tell her to come on because now I'm beating her out the door, And so it's a great feeling that I had to go through this transformation. Along with this transformation process, I had to change my psyche. I had to realize that I deserve it all and more, and that I don't have to sell myself short or shrink for anyone. And when I started thinking larger, I started to become one with myself. I started listening to my own intuition and making decisions on life based upon what I truly felt in my heart and not what others thought of me. And so once I started to make those changes and started feeling and experiencing self-trust, the doors started opening around me. And my purpose began to shift in life, recognizing that I'm not the only person who is going through this, that there's an entire community of women who are experiencing some of the same things that I have gone through. And a lot of us are afraid to make the change due to the fear of the unknown. But I'm here to tell you, you have to make that change. Just take the first step and it will be absolutely worth it. Your husband will thank you for it. Your boyfriend, your children, your parents, anyone around you will notice the change in you. And the small changes that I've made, the people around me, including my twin sister, explained to me that I am much more pleasant to be around now that I decided to choose myself. My sister said, "Oh my God, you were always on pins and needles. You were so short and you were so curt in your communication that sometimes it was very difficult to be around you." And to hear my sister say that, it hurt and it cut to the core. But it was something that I needed to see, because now I see and I recognize my evolution as a woman. And I'm glad that I have gotten here. And I'm a living testament that you are able to make change. Whether the people around you want to or not, it's all predicated upon you making one decision and choosing yourself. To wrap this up, you need to have crystal clear clarity on your wants and your needs. I know you're thinking, I don't have time, or I don't know where to start, or what if I piss off my spouse or my family members? So what? Remember, the future belongs to those who learn to evolve and chooses peace over sacrifice. What I recommend to each one of you to start managing your life effectively is to use the ADOT method, which is automate, delegate, outsource, and delete. So if you are feeling stuck or disconnected from yourself, I do offer a focused 30-minute coaching session designed to help you gain immediate clarity on what's keeping you stuck, to uncover what your next aligned step is. That includes clarity on decision making, boundary support, self-trust guidance, purpose alignment, and a confidence reset. We all could use that. And if you are interested in having that conversation and spending time with me, I do offer that service. Check out more information in my profile. And if you have questions, feel free to leave your comments and questions in the comment section. Feel free to share and like this video. Until next time, happy growing and happy glowing.